my name is Becca. I'm the music teacher over at beccasmusicroom.com, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about teaching music online. Now, if you find this video helpful, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Now, before we get into this super casual coffee chit chat, I do want to say that next week I'm planning on having a teaching during quarantine Q&A. So if you have questions about anything we talk about today, about teaching, about what kind of things you're sending out, about how to do that, about what you should be doing during the day, if you have any questions about anything, what I'm doing routine wise, or just anything, if you have questions, leave them in the comments down below and I will answer them in a video next week. And with that, let's jump on in. So I'm probably the last of your teacher YouTube or teacher blogger people to hop on the train and talk about teaching online. And the reason is mostly because I am still just kind of in shock that we're even having this conversation. My school had our spring break the week of St. Patrick's Day. So it was like the 15th through the 20th or something, whatever those days are, Monday through Friday. And before we left, they were like, hey, we need some packets of work kids can do if we don't come back. And we were all like, what? Like, we're gonna come back? What are you talking about? And then we went on spring break and then they were like, yeah, no, we're not coming back. And so they shut us down until it was supposed to be April 2nd, 1st or 2nd. And then the governor shut us down until the 25th, which puts us going back to school on April 27th. So if that happens, then we will go back the 27th. And if they don't extend school, then we'll only have 3 more weeks. So things are really weird right now. And so like I was on spring break when most of the people's schools were closing and everyone was freaking out. And I was like, this is crazy. And I was like, I'm trying to enjoy my spring break and I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. And everyone was freaking out. And I was like, what is happening in the world? And then we started our online learning process last week. So we are currently, I'm filming this on Monday. It is Monday of week 2. So we know basically nothing, but you know, it's all good. So I just wanted to kind of talk through some ideas teaching wise for what you can do. Obviously, like I said, it's week 2 of teaching online. So am I like the online teaching master? Far from it. But you know, I'm trying to figure it out, you're trying to figure it out, and I might have a couple options that are different than yours. So I'm gonna just kind of go through a couple of things. Now, first thing we need to address, of course, is technology versus no technology as far as the students. So I totally understand a lot of people, myself included, work in schools where it's pretty common for the kids to not have technology at home. It's something that our district is still working out and doesn't have a good plan for yet, because again, it's only Monday of week 2. That's something I can't help you with too much because I don't know the answer to that yet. As far as if your kids don't have technology, they obviously have to get your stuff somehow. So you could find maybe some of your favorite like sub plans. I have lots of sub plans in my shop that I use all the time to print out. I also have some free choice boards you can get down below. I'll link them down below, and they are in my free resource library. So if you like click the link, then it'll take you to an email sign up, send in your email, and then I'll send you the password to get into the free resource library. There's a bunch of stuff in there. You can go ahead and download everything if you feel like it. But the choice boards are in there. There are 3. So one has technology stuff, one has no technology, and then one is completely editable, so you can make whatever you want. So if your kids do not have technology, you could leave them a choice board with no tech options. You could print out a packet, and that's about the only options you have. Again, your school has to have a plan because they have to get all of their work. So don't freak out. One note I will say is make sure that it is all stuff that they can do without any help. So maybe more like talking about instruments of the orchestra or composers rather than like notating music, because that's going to be a lot harder for the kids to do by themselves, because chances are the people at their house may not know how to read music. All right, so that's about all I can tell you as far as technology and no technology. So things you can do for, oh crap, my dang battery. Hang on. So video lessons. Now, really the best thing that you can do is video lessons, because it is so much more personal. Kids get to see you, they get to hear you, they can hear how songs should sound. So video lessons are my best tip. You can film videos on your phone. Seriously, I mean, they're really dang good quality. I filmed my entire YouTube everything for a year, like over 100 videos on my phone, and none of you noticed. So you can film things on your phone. If you have an iPhone, you can use iMovie to edit. You can use, let me find my phone so I can show you some other things. Y'all, this is a super chill video. So I usually use iMovie because I just find it super easy. InShot is a new one that I uploaded. You can see it's that one. And it's pretty easy to use. It's free, and I don't know if that's on. So I've been using that to create some like video pins. But that one works pretty well, and there's a bunch of other like free, just, I mean, type into your app store like video editing, and there's a lot of different free options available for you. They don't have to be super fancy. You can literally, I mean, just prop up your phone against some books or against, you know, whatever on your kitchen counter. I will say that this camera is better than your front facing camera, but then you can't see yourself. So usually, honestly, when I would make YouTube videos, I would still use my front facing camera, because then I could at least see if I was like in the shot. But this one is significantly better, so just keep that in mind. As far as editing, really all you need to do is cut out anything that is like drastically wrong. Or you could just leave it. I mean, a few mistakes are not gonna be like a huge deal, just if you have, you know, like, it's really bad, then you might want to cut it out. So videos are great. You can upload them to a Facebook page. Our school has had a lot of success with creating Facebook pages for each of the different classrooms, because even if our kids don't have computers or their parents aren't familiar with Google Classroom, a lot of their parents are familiar with Facebook and they have phones. So that has been really helpful if your school has a Facebook page, or if you want to upload it and like have your teacher friends share it. We're using Google Classroom, and so I've been uploading them to my Google Drive and then linking them. That's an easy way to do it. Just make sure if you link it that you click like anyone with the link can view. I will link to a free video that I posted for my kids and also for all of your kids down below. That's for the song Que Llueva, which is, it's a Spanish folk song, but I teach it first in English, then in Spanish, and we have like a little improv session. It's super fun, one of my favorite lessons. So I just videoed it and sent the link to the teachers for them to have the kids do. So really super easy. I also have like a free, and that video is free, and then I also have like a free activity that goes along with it with Google Slides, where they can like drag the rhythms to make different rhythms. So you can go check that out down below if you don't feel comfortable on the camera with yourself. I will say, however, if you do feel uncomfortable, the only thing that's gonna make you feel more comfortable is doing it. Yay! All right, so like I said, we're using Google Classroom, so I have been doing a lot of things in the Google Suite. So things like Google Slides or Google Docs or Google Forms, I have found is a really good way to do things. So sometimes I'll do a video and then I'll do a Google form, and it's basically like a little quiz, like kids can type in answers or they can just check them off. So like I did an activity where kids went to, it's called the Instrument Locker, I'll link it down below. But they could like go through the website and click on different instruments to listen to them and see them. And then they just clicked off like, I listened to all of these. And then I did a similar thing where they watched a video about brass instruments and then clicked off like, these are the 4 main brass instruments. Super, super easy. Easy enough they could do it without a lot of help, and easy enough that I could figure out what they knew. I've been doing things like slides and docs for them to turn in just to do different activities. I've been doing lots of like drag and drop. So I'll like put a picture of a rhythm and then they drag it to where it goes, or a picture of an instrument, drag it to where it goes, different things like that. Just trying to make it as easy as possible. If you want to know more about like how to use all of that, I am not an expert, but I could at least show you what I've figured out so far. Let me know down in the comments with any other questions you have for our Q&A next week. Now, along with videos, screencasts of your screen can be very helpful. So ways that you can screencast, if you have a Mac, it comes with QuickTime. And so you just search QuickTime and then you click File, New Screen Recording, and it'll record your screen. You can even talk with it and like show kids how to do something. So maybe if they're not 100% sure how to do something, you could show it to them first and then they can do it after. And then if you do or don't have a Mac, you can also use Screencastify, and I'll link all of this down below, on Chrome. So it's like a Chrome extension, and it will let you do like 5-minute long videos that will show your screen as well. So those are really easy ways to show your screen. I probably should talk to that with the videos, but oh well. All right, more things. So you could also do some games. This is a great chance to explore like Chrome Music Lab or other games that maybe you wouldn't normally use in a classroom. But now is a great time to try them out. So I will link below. I found a blog post by like a homeschooling mom, and it was like a ton of music education games, which with a lot of instruments in the orchestra ones, so I'm totally using those. So it had tons and tons of games on there, so I'll just link that below and you can check that out. And there's lots of just really fun things. I've like barely even scratched the surface of it. I will say for me, I have started like a Google Sheets, and so anytime I find like a game or a website that's really helpful, I'll just like copy and paste it into the sheet with like a short description of what it is so that I can find it easily later. All right, more things you can do. YouTube. So like I said, you could post videos on YouTube, or you could just find other ones. There's lots of like play along rhythms. Pequeño Mozart is one that I use in class a lot. They have lots of like rhythms on the screen that you can clap along with. Bernadette Teaches Music has lots of ukulele tutorials, but she also has like rhythm play alongs. So you could have the kids like play the rhythms on boxes or on their legs or whatever. House of Sound has some really fun instruments in the orchestra videos. They have one for each family. I'll link some of my favorite ones down below. There's just a lot of stuff on the YouTube. There's lots of stuff on the YouTube to check out, and kids are very familiar with YouTube, so it's easy for them to figure out how to play things when they're not sure. There's also things like Go Noodle or just kids folk songs on YouTube, so you could check those out if there's like a particular song you want your kids to learn. All right, so that was a lot of stuff about things that you can do for your kiddos to teach them. I'm gonna try to link all of those things down below. Again, if you have any questions or any suggestions, like if you have a website that's really great, I know a lot of people use like Music K8 or use, I just signed up for one today. I don't even know what it is because I just signed up for it, but it's really great. Oh, Little Kids Rock is super fun. They have a lot of stuff. They also have lots of YouTube videos. So I'll link all those things down below. Let me know what you like down below. Let me know what questions you have down below for our Q&A. That can be questions about teaching. That can be questions about Google Classroom. It can be questions about just like life, how you're gonna keep sane during all of this craziness. If you just have any questions, leave them down below and we'll answer them in the Q&A. And I will also link to a bunch of my free resources down below, including a page on my blog where I'm posting like literally exactly what my kids are doing each week with all the links. So if you found this helpful, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Good luck. Don't freak out. Wash your hands and have a wonderful week.